painting a wall or cleaning the press or, writing a letter, it's going to be with your right hand. It would take some concentration, some effort, some intent to do it with the left. But the more you actually did it with the left and the more apt you became, you would exercise those muscles, that muscle memory, and it would become just as adept as the right hand. This is a fact for me. I very often, because I'm so right hand dominant, when I do some chore, I do try and involve and activate my left hand, but without thinking, I'll find myself with the sponge or the brush or the pen or whatever it is in my right hand again. So that is the program. It's not right or wrong, it's habit. So let's you say you have, instead of saying the issue, just say I have the habit of being in lack, or I have the habit of being in conflict. And survival skills are exactly that. I heard a neurologist speak that we do what we have survived. So even if it's something that's horrible, we've survived it, we will recreate that scenario so that we can feel that we are surviving. We are in control. So here we've set the stage. Without thinking, I revert back to my strong position. So in the analogy, it's my right hand. And there's a certain sense of satisfaction and survival that gets activated when I go through a difficult situation. Look at this makeup with compassion. So for those people that can see the main identity, ask yourselves, what does this give me? And the answer would probably be nothing. So if I'm in conflict, what does it give me? Nothing. But dig a little deeper. So let's say I'm in lack, and that makes people consider me or feel sorry for me or want to help me. Or if I'm ill, then I can let my guard down. Or if I'm always doing everything for everyone, then it means that I am important for them. So what does it give me? And if you don't find an answer, just know that that is giving you something, even though it's not enjoyable. And then why don't I give this thing up if it's not enjoyable? There we go. Because if I give this up, I will feel more in lack or alone or whatever the fear, the underlying fear is. There we go. This reminds me of a silent retreat. The idea is that it's a silent retreat. Still, people need to communicate. They will mouth things or whisper or make gestures. Communicating is a habit. It's some people, it's more than that. So imagine for a moment that it's some sort of pain or discomfort in the body. And that might give me like a empty petrol symptom. Oh, I've got a pain, so I can sit down, or I can ask for someone to give me the cup of tea because I've got the pain. And because I've got the pain, I can go slower, or I don't need to go to the shops as often, or I have an excuse. Yet somewhere I decided it would be brilliant to be pain-free. But your identity needs to be able to get that recognition or that permission to not be so busy, to be more relaxed from somewhere. So all of a sudden, if I create the new identity of a painlessness, the fear would be, I would be at full throttle. I'd have to do everything for me, for everyone, and not be able to sit down and do everything at a fast pace. So it's a bit like secondary emotions. It's like I might get angry because I prefer anger to sadness. There we go. So just allow yourself to explore your situation. Through compassion, just say, what does this give me? This struggle, this lack, this pain, this anger, this addiction. So it's a bit like having an old t-shirt with a hole in the cupboard. Why do you keep it? And it could be because my mother gave it to me. So it could be that my mother recognizes my pain or my lack, even if she's not in this physical realm. There we go. So this identity, even though we've asked it maybe to take two steps back and something else to come in, it's like my left hand, my right hand. If I if it gets intense, this identity might feel that the best thing is to step into center stage again. You go. And it might come back with a little bit of a vengeance. So let's say, imagine a workspace scenario. I went on holiday or took a sabbatical and I come back and it's a chaos. So I must double down in my identity to create some form of stability. There we go. Okay. So back to the analogy, the left hand in my case. So this new identity can be a little green or wet behind the ears. Mhm. So, the new identity. Can the new identity understand that the old identity is not necessarily so satisfactory, but it does achieve some form of acceptance, recognition, sometimes even martyrdom. So it's not just about asking the old identity to step aside, it's also about where will we be getting a better form, a higher quality of recognition. And where do these new skills come from? So when you're applying for a job, they might say, we need to fill a position. And so if an old identity steps aside, you need to fill the position. And it would be ideal that straight away it's the perfect CEO, secretary, um, cleaning lady, whatever it is. There we go. So again, compassion with the time. So let's say it's a cleaning lady and she might be sing. The other one was very silent, or she broke a glass, and immediately our consciousness says something's wrong. So, breaking the habit of being you, the addiction of being you, creating a new identity, allowing it to unfold, giving it the space and the containment for it to become a new thing. without rushing back to recreate it. Here we go. So they're saying what feels natural is not necessarily natural, it's just a habit. So it kind of feels good, but not necessarily. So we're going to create a jump. So all these possibilities that are available to you are like seeds. We need to get accustomed, like the left hand, the right hand. So the seed grows inside of you like an expecting mother, like a baby, but it's you. So more than manifesting, more than creating it, it wants to be there. If you've had the intention and the joy of seeing yourself abundant or pain-free or in a loving relationship, it's more than what's not there, it's what's in the way. Oh, I made a huge difference in the group consciousness. So instead of for me striving to achieve something, what needs to fall away? What needs to release control? What needs to step aside? Because it's already there. And there we go. There we go. But can I do it a different way? The madness is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And there's something coming through like a lesson is meant to be learned and then let go. It's as if, it's like we learned the lesson, we have an exam, and then we do the exam again and again and again. Allow your consciousness. Then even if you don't quite understand why I'm saying what I'm saying, just allow your consciousness to follow it and create the shift inside of you. A new thought, a new way of being is so fragile within the system. But once it becomes a habit, something that I know to be true is so strong. I can be told that the world is square, and I just know it's round. But then the same is true for something that I might know and decide about myself that I am, I don't know, in lack or in pain or insecure. And it's that same knowing that doesn't allow the new vulnerable energy to come in. There you go. You might start feeling some heat now. I'm going to talk to the soul, to the you, to the quantum you, the God you, the soul you. You've got this. Okay. Okay.